On this episode, I'm going to go over 5 players that I'm all in on. So welcome back to Red Cape Sports. We're going to get right into it. Again, don't forget to smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. Again, we also have our Facebook channel, which has been booming. Post some of your favorite players that you've been collecting for 2020. So, in 2020, we've had a couple of key players, such as Zion that I always talk about, and he's going to be number 1. So again, this isn't my entire collection. These aren't all of my cards. In fact, I have a ton that I'm grading right now. If you guys haven't already seen the hoops of Zion, these have gone up to over $200 online. That being graded, so at least the 9 or above. If you get a pristine 10, I believe they're over 300 already. So I've been pretty amazed, but I want to be pretty transparent in this video. So number 1 is Zion, of course. I'm trying to do my best to accumulate more prism-based Zions. These are starting to skyrocket. I know that they're hard to find. Granted, Bird pulled one from a pack. But as you can see in here, I also have a red one. I am currently grading the blue one. I got a red and a silver certified. So in my Zion collection, I would say that most of them are these hoops. So I have a ton of Zion hoops. And the idea is to get some transparency for all of our subscribers, all of you watching. And again, I've got tons of these hoops. The reason being is that when I first got back into it, I was super bullish and very excited about Zion. In fact, Kevin, one of my good friends, one of my partners and investors when it comes to sports cards, he recently found an incredible lot that we were both picking from right now. So we're going to go over all of that and so much more. But again, these aren't all my Zions. I'm trying to get to 100 Zion rookies, and I'm going to do an episode on them. Also, I'm not saying that I'm going to be holding all these cards long term. Some I will be, and that's going to be an exclusive episode as well. So we're done with number 1. Let's get on to number 2, and that is going to be our friend Ronald of Cunha, or I like to call him Acuna Matata. The reason I say that is because Ronald of Cunha is no worry in terms of an investment. Acuna Matata, have no worries. Acuna Matata. What do I have to say about this? This card recently I just picked up at card store. Again, if you guys are in the local area of Windsor, Ontario, I suggest checking out Frank at F&C House of Cards. He also sponsors our pack time, so he's going to be providing us with packs every once in a while to rip open, and for our giveaways as well, which we do have. So we do have a March Madness giveaway. Fill out your brackets. Everything is going to be in this link right over to my left. Now, one thing I want to talk about for these, a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, I was buying these graded when I first got into them. And reason being is that if you can, I do recommend buying graded cards. The main reason for this is because if you're trying to buy ungraded cards like this, where you don't know a lot about grading, or you're new to it, even like me, you want to make sure that you get a very good card in a very good condition. In fact, you need it to be mint. Corners, edges, surface, it all has to be there. And it's very difficult to figure that out. One way you can do it is to buy a graded card and start comparing. So this is going to be a Topps update. I picked up 2 of these a little while ago. I've done well on these. In fact, I still think it's an incredible buy. This card has been going, I believe, over $200 right now, minimum. And the fact that this is a 9.5 gem mint makes it beautiful. This is a company called Mint here in Canada. But as you can see here, I now have a comparison. So I can look to see where this card is cut. I can see the edges, corners. I can look at the back to kind of see, if there are any main differences for the card. So this is one way that you can, kind of justify or know if the card is worth getting. But again, I'm trying to get more ungraded stuff. I'm starting to get a better eye for it, but I'm going to be honest, I am not perfect at this. I haven't even really sent out a full submission by myself yet. But again, we're working with Frank, and he's been helping us out a lot. I've got tons of cards coming in, and we're going to be opening it up right here. In fact, I've got some new Zions that I haven't talked about yet, so we're going to be checking out some pretty cool Zion Williamson rookie cards coming in. What I want to say about card number 2 is that there's 2 basic ones that I would be looking into. This one will run you at least $100. That's what I picked this one up for. And then, as you can see here, basically you have it's the US 250. So this is going to be the Topps Update Series. Okay, so that's what the US is for. And then this one, let's read the back here. Yeah, this is going to be the Series 2. So there's a price difference within these two. Just because you're picking up a Ronald of Cunha Topps doesn't mean that you're picking up the best one. However, I've got quite a few of these. I even have the holiday edition when I went to Target. So this card is going to be worth significantly more than these. So I guess the one way you can really tell is this one has the rookie card logo on the left, right here. And then this one has it on the right. So the one on the left is going to be worth a little bit more. Try to pick those up if you can and make sure they're mint. This one's beautiful. In fact, I'm going to send this one in for grading, whether it be PSA or BGS. So that is going to be it. I guess we can go through these real quick. I do have 2 that are already 9.5s. That's graded mint. I'll find out later on down the road if that was a good idea or not. And I also have these beauties. So this is going to be the Topps Chrome. This is a very good looking card. I got this for a steal. And then I also have the Prospect one. So in my opinion, these are the Ronald of Cunha cards that you want to be getting. I wouldn't be really looking into anything else. So in my opinion, those are the Ronald of Cunha cards that you should be looking. These are the ones that I'm getting. My top 5 investments are all of these cards. So stepping in at number 3, I have plenty more of these, but I don't need to be showing these off just yet. I will maybe if I hit the 50 mark. I don't have quite that many. But Pete Alonso, or better known as Peter Alonso, which is pretty strange. So this is I believe an updated series one, but these are the ones that I think you should get. You can bid on them on eBay. We just got a steal of a lot recently. I also pick them up from Frank at the card store. They have gone up, so it's been harder to acquire. But again, go into your local card shop, see if they have these. If you can get these at a good price, then you're winning. So if he hits 50 or more home runs this upcoming season, I'm going to double my investment on him. I'm already bullish on Pete. However, he's only played 1 year in the MLB. He's going to be coming up on his second big year. What I want to say is that I'm ranking these cards from 1 to 5. Number 1 being the card that I'm throwing the most amount of money into. So Zion, number 1, 2 Acuna, 3 Pete Alonso, and 4 is going to be Svechnikov. So Andrei Svechnikov, the reason I like him is that he's just performing like a stud. So if we look at the 2017-2018 year, that is his OHL year, he had 72 points in 44 games. So it's quite good. But right now he is starting to play well, and he's continuing to play well as well. We also have another player, upcoming player, in the name of Sebastian Aho. Bird is incredibly bullish on him. I haven't gotten into him quite as much as I want to. Again, not because I don't want to, not because I don't believe in him. It's just the fact that I have all these other players that I am bullish on and that I am prioritizing. It's very important to stick to your plan and stick to players that you understand. There's so many players that may even be a lot better than what I have now, but this is what I've been getting, and this is what's been working, and this is what I understand. So I'm not gonna lie, for Svechnikov, I do have a couple of rookie patches. I don't have any RPAs, but they're not the best. I would say that these Young Guns are my best cards of him, and I have 4 that are being graded right now, so I'm waiting to get those back. Hopefully they are good, and that's my number 4. Number 5, we've got Ja Morant. I did at a time have a Prism pink. However, that card was very poorly centered, so I don't want to hold it long term. This one looks great. The centering looks pretty fantastic on here. Again, the Panini hoops. These hoops have been going like fire. I know that the Trae Young ones and also the Luka Doncic, those are starting to do quite well. So I'm very excited about those. The reason I have this is because when I was ripping up a ton of those Zion hoops, Ja Morant was in the pack, and this was before he was really trendy or blowing up. So yeah, I also have a Superstar. So anything that's unique, I like the colors. I like the art of this card, and it's something to think about too, especially when you're investing in sports cards. You want to get cards that look good to the eye, something that you would put on your shelf, because if you're a collector, you're going to buy this card, I assume, over this one in terms of aesthetics. Now, the hoops could end up being worth more. I don't believe it is right now. Again, I'm not even super familiar with the Panini contenders. I do want to get the Zion one, but it is very expensive. So that's my fifth investment. The other one, which has been standing here the whole time, these are going to be my Matisse Thybulle. I think that's how you say this. Bird's going to rip me a new one on this. But again, Matisse Thybulle. He's kind of one of those guys that has been lingering around that isn't being talked about too much. I think he's an incredible defensive player, and he's one of those guys that I've been dumping a little bit of money into and just acquiring a nice collection in case he does make it. That is definitely in terms of, prospecting. I am very speculative on him. I don't know 100% how he's going to do, but the fact that you can get these cards for $10, $15, probably easily 10 USD, 15 Canadian, is pretty cool. I believe I've seen some silvers as well of this exact card. So this is the base. The silver would just be the shiny version, and those can be picked up for relatively cheap as well. He's a pretty good player, and he's young. I like investing into young sports cards. I like the idea that, if they do pan out, you're going to catch that wave. You're going to catch that growth of the cards. So especially with Zion, the fact that Zion Williamson is 19 years old freaks me out. He is bullying a lot of the other players on the court. But yeah, that's going to be my top 5 card investments. We're being 100% transparent. I know some of these cards we've already talked about in the past, but it is what it is. We're going to be changing things up. There are some new cards that I want to talk about pretty soon, but when we get to it, we will. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and also start posting to our Facebook page at Red Cape Sports on Facebook, and post to our Instagram. Hit us up if you have questions, and don't forget that March Madness giveaway. So we'll see you in the next episode.